Okay, so now we're going to seal the lenses together. All I'm doing now is putting a bit of sealant on all the holes that we drilled to secure the angel eyes on the lens itself. Don't want any moisture getting in there, so put a fair old dollop in them. What I did now is just got a bit of old card and just tried to push a little bit of that sealer down into the holes. Not too hard because you don't want the sealer to sort of go in and maybe drip in the lens case, but just make sure it's a nice seal around it. Before you put the sealer on, give it a good old clean again. Bit of panel wipe in the channels. Just make sure it's nice and clean. Don't use like a greasy silicone-based plastic cleaner or shine or whatever. You do want something that will evaporate off, so it helps the sealer stick properly. I used a black sealer. It's important that you do if you've got the darker lenses on the R32 or the Edition 30. It's actually that black colouring that makes them look dark, believe it or not. Apart from that, they are the same as the others. But it's important to use the black sealer because that will make the look back to almost factory. If you use clear stuff, it will just look like broken plastic underneath. You'll see later on when I've attached them the kind of effect that will happen. So when you're putting this bead round in the channel, you want to put a fairly thick bead because when you sandwich the lens on top of this, this bead will sort of push itself out and it will form the frame, I guess. As you look at the back of the inner lenses, there's like a black outline on the darkened lenses, and it's basically this bead will dictate that. Once you put them together, put a bit of tape around them and leave them to dry up. Obviously have a little look around. It's easier now to wipe off any excess than it is to wait till it's dry. Okay, this is it dried. This is the frame, kind of the black frame line I was trying to talk about. You can see just on this corner I've not put enough sealer on it. It doesn't look quite as good as the rest of it. I'm going to use the side with the number plate lights to power this up. So basically, whenever the side lights are on, these lights will be on as well. This is from VW. The connectors for male and female end. You'll see they've got numbers, so you're going to obviously connect the repair wire up 1 to 1 and 2 for 2, and then you'll keep the circuit right. Then I'm just going to pair into these as well. So. I'm sure you will know how to make a loom up. If you don't, maybe try to get some help to do it. Quite important, the way I'm wiring this up, I need some form of making the lights dimmer or brighter. And at the top of the screen, that little grey box is how I'm going to do it. I'm assuming you know how to make a loom up, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Yes, I'm crimping bits together. Possibly should solder them, but it's what I could do at the time. This is the end result. This is the loom that I've made up for it, so I've just teed into it for the power. I'm going to assume that you know how to take the trim panel off in the inside as well. So basically you want to undo the 2 screws where the grab handles are on the inside and just kind of work it down and pop it off. I have previously installed the reverse camera from a Mark 6 into my Golf. So when installing that, I took the opportunity to run some more cable. I had to run a lot of cable, so I ran just 2 wires following the original loom through the boot, through that little harness bit, and it runs down this pillar, then it runs into the corner of the boot where I've run it underneath the car. This is driver's side rear. Look up in the corner and you'll see I've already disconnected it, but that's the loom for the rear lights, and that's where my loom went into. I know this looks a bit brutish, but it was hard to get off, so a little knock with the hammer and it just removes the inner lights. This is the control module I was talking about. I say control module, it's a variable resistor, but positive goes into that, then positive comes out. The circuit goes in, it comes out, and then it goes through the dimmer. I had to dim the inner lights because they were way too bright at first, but this is the end result. So just checking that you can still see the indicators. You'll see my reverse light flashing away because it's LED reverse light as well. I know I can code it out, but I quite like it flashing when it starts up. And there you go, that's the end result. A lot of my knowledge for this, I guess, has come from the forums. I've not seen anything on the YouTube on how to do it, so I thought that's why I'd put this up, just to maybe help someone out. And yeah, thanks to everyone on MK5GolfGTI.co.uk. They certainly gave me the inspiration for it. So I hope you enjoy, hope it can help out.